Welcome back. As always, I hope you're having a glorious day. Today I'm making this video because oftentimes I get Lego at yard sales and I show the haul, but then I never do a follow-up video on it. You never know what comes of it. And I spent some time yesterday and this morning going through that $10 vintage haul that I got. You can see the box there, the bin is empty. And I got it all sorted, organized. I got the non-Lego out of it, and I thought in this video it'd be fun to actually show you what came of this and all the good stuff that was inside. So if you're a fan of yard sale Lego or vintage Lego, you're gonna enjoy this one. We'll start this showcase off with a nice wide shot of everything, or almost everything, that came out of the $10 bin that my father-in-law scored for me. So happy about this. And I'm gonna take you through all of this nice and slowly so you can see what's in here. I had people in the live stream that I did yesterday calling out sets that they recognize. So if you do see anything in here, I really do appreciate any help that you can provide, because there's a lot more knowledgeable people in the world of Lego than me, believe it or not. We're gonna go through everything, but we gotta start somewhere, so we'll start right up here with the windows and doors. Somewhat organized, somewhat disorganized. You may recognize some of these prints from sets that you had as a kid, or maybe your parents had as a kid and you inherited, but lots of vintage window action in here, including these ones. I like these little shutters. I didn't have any of these as a kid. I had a lot of the bigger green ones. I had a lot of these windows. I had not much of this. This really wasn't in my collection. Somehow a sneaky little wheel snuck in there. We also have these. I didn't even recognize this as Lego, but it certainly is, and I'm not sure what it's from, but it's Lego, so maybe we'll figure out where they came from. I've got two of those, and again, we got windshields in here as well. Lots of them kind of cloudy, as age tends to do. This is interesting because that's not something I have in my collection either. Again, some of this stuff, it predates me in my collecting of Lego, which started in probably 1988 is when I got my first sets collection. I kind of just had a pile, sort of like this, what you see down here. Beside that, we've got some castle pieces. I precariously stepped through my piles here. Only one with detail on it is this one right here. But we've got a number of those all in that very, very yellowed gray color. Very much like these pieces. We got 4 of these moon plates. Moon base plates, and they're a nice little score to have, I feel like, as is this one here, and there's one over there too in the non-Lego that Clark's using for this Mega Blocks thing that he built, but I'll show that to you here at the very end. We also have this gray base plate and then this green one, which is a little bit thicker, so just a brick plate, I suppose. On the next layer down, we've got a whole bunch of wheels, tires, axle sets. Most interesting or notable to me are these. Never had these in my collection before, so it's nice to see those. Do I have a complete set of 4? That's the question. I do. I've got 4 of those. These I have a ton of as a kid. I had these, but I do like these. I didn't have many of these, like kind of, I guess, space wheels, and we've got axles for those, and there's probably some more in here that I could piece together. As you can see, we've got these, so I could put those onto there, and we got a wheel set, but there's a bunch of those, a bunch of the little car pieces that I used to build as a kid. Put the little doors on there with the steering wheel and the seat occasionally, and then they had the fenders and stuff that were one piece. I love these. Made little go-karts and things like that. I think there's 2 of those in here if I remember correctly. There's a black one right there. So we've got 2 of those, and then just a bunch of other miscellaneous wheels and stuff. And you can never have too many wheels, according to Clark Man. So nice to have those. Also nice to have, and this goes with the motorcycle repair shop, which is what that is, I believe. We've got a red motorcycle and a blue one. Unfortunately, the blue one, we've got a broken handlebar on, so I was really upset about that, but we do have those in the collection. And speaking of blue, oh my gosh, look at all of these pieces. We've got some space sets in here. Again, if you know what they are, they were calling it out yesterday, like I mentioned. I did not write down the set numbers. Some of you guys are going to recognize these instantly, but I've pieced these together. We've got the blue windowsill. I never saw them this big before, and then I found the yellow glass that goes in there, plastic obviously, but that was nice to find. These translucent yellow pieces mesmerized me when I first saw these, so it's nice to have those. We've got these pieces down here too. We've got a bunch of these kind of angled windows. That one's not angled. These are a bunch of angled windows. And then we've got 4 of the flat ones. And again, these ones are interesting to me because the windows from my childhood, again, they were like this. This is what I had. To have these is kind of cool. Nice to add to the collection, something that I never had before. And that's what you love to find at yard sales, things that you can add in. It's like, wow, that's neat. That's really cool. Things that are interesting. And this certainly is just that. Down below what I showed you there, we've got a bunch of plates. I don't know if there's anything incredibly impressive in here. It was interesting to find a couple pink pieces because as you can tell from this collection, especially when we get over here to the bricks, everything is the old school colors. You got your yellows, the reds, the blues, the blacks, the whites, and that's kind of the same over here, but those pink pieces are like, wow, that really pops. You just find those instantly in here. But some of these, they're a little worn down. Lots of cleaning needs to be done. I'm going to check over the condition of these and make sure they're up to par to go into my collection. In fact, I'm kind of considering doing a vintage collection, including these bricks, because a lot of these are just kind of like chewed up and nasty. Like, you can see just how bad those are on the side. And that's not necessarily something that I'd want to put into my like A-game collection. Like if I go to build a mock, I'm not going to want to pull some pieces out that have all kinds of like nicks and damage on them. So I'm thinking about doing like a box or a bin. I guess it'd be like a giant drawer of just vintage bricks in case I want to use them for something. Or if I need something like special, like if you need just that perfect color of blue that's been faded throughout the years, it could be good for that. But these, yeah, I went through and it's like, yeah, they're pretty rough, and some of these could probably be, you know, just tossed. Like that shouldn't go in the collection. But I did want to show you all the bricks that came out of here, and then we also have all the slopes. These slopes are a little different though because there's a lot of printed pieces on here. Again, that one's pretty damaged. This stuff was definitely played with hard. That one's damaged too. This, I don't have any of these in my collection, so it's nice to have that. But again, a little damage there. That can be forgiven. If it's a special printed piece, I can forgive it. Why are you here? You need to go with the minifigs. I'll show that to you last before we go into the non-Lego, before I scare you away. But yeah, lots of slopes in here. I'm going to pull the prints out and get those all put into my collection in case I need them for something. But yeah, I'm excited to have a lot of these just for miscellaneous builds and stuff. And these tend to hold up a little bit better, I feel like, than the bricks for some reason. Like these don't get damaged nearly as much, it seems. These are just, they get beat down. Other miscellaneous stuff, I've got, you know, just a tiny little pieces up here. We've got circular, those blue pieces, I'm assuming go with one of the space sets because we got a lot of those. Some Technic here, circular pieces that I kind of keep separate. We've got some jumpers here and some tiles, and a lot of these tiles are printed with these arrows. A lot of them have there. Again, some damage there too. You'll find that. I've got a couple letter pieces in here, but lots of blue with white or yellow arrows. Quite a bit in there. Next on our list is just the miscellaneous stuff that came out of here. This will probably be more interesting to you than seeing damaged bricks and whatnot. These are pieces that are kind of special to this haul and things that you may not find elsewhere. There's another slope. I was trying to debate whether to put these in like the special ones or the slopes. I think it'd go with slopes, but I'll pick those out. But if you guys want to kind of look through this with me, there's more translucent. That one's cracked, unfortunately. We got the vintage Lego tree. I love those. This could probably go up here. Again, I'm still trying to figure out my system. I just wanted to get this all laid out for you so you guys could see what the heck's going on in here. These pieces are kind of interesting. That's something that I don't have in my collection. It's got the ball joint in the back, so you can make like a little scooper out of that. And I think that's neat. I love finding stuff. Here's those fenders I was telling you about earlier that you could put up on there and make a little car out of. This piece I don't have in my collection. If you know what that's from, holler it out. Holler it out. Lots of gray satellites dishes. So there's definitely a space set that has a lot of those that we have in here. I found a blue surfboard. We've got a yellow ladder over here. Lots of various flags and stuff. Lots of these kind of like plain tail pieces in blue, of course. We got the blue seat. We've got this blue piece, and that kind of goes along with that too. So we've got two of those. Some of this kind of damaged by the elements or just life in general. So there's all the stuff. We've got one of these treasure chests here. Got a number of these things, like the hinge pieces. Also have 4 of these. Clark was playing with those. There are 4 of them in here somewhere. Got that little slope piece, which kind of goes with that, I guess. And then these are in there. And this was one of the sets that they called out yesterday in the stream. I forget what the set number was, but they're like, you totally have that. I have all 4 of these. So that's nice to have. And just a lot of smaller stuff and things that, you know, this is kind of what makes something like this really worth it, because you're looking through here like, oh cool, I can add some of this to my collection, some things that are a little more unique than plates and stuff like that. So, but I'm happy to have those, as I am happy to have these minifigs. These are all the minifigs that came out of the $10 bin, as we're calling it. Some complete, some incomplete. My most favorites are these ones up in the top corner here. We almost have all of the space guys. Benny, former Benny, he's missing his hand. He's incomplete, but we got the red one. We've got yellow. White's missing his hands too. Does anyone else have any white hands out here I could steal from? Doesn't look like it. The black minifig, complete. We got Blacktron. These are some of the ones I had as a kid. This was before my time. Like these old helmets and stuff like that. This was before me. This was my time right here. We've got a pirate. We've got some castle guys. You guys want to see that? We've got twins. And a lot of these are just kind of mismatched, some space people that have kind of fallen into disrepair. Unfortunately, lots of worn down paint and stuff like that, or not paint, but prints on there. This dude, I like him. I don't have many of these. These are from, shoot, I forget this every time. Jackstone, is that what it's from? Hopefully it is. We got accessories, arms and things. We've got an extra quiver there. Is that what it is? Gosh, I'm gonna get destroyed in the comments. Extra legs. We've got one of these dudes in here. I have several of these. We got them sent to us in the mail. They're fun, right? And there's an extra, there's that oxygen tank or whatever that guy has. But I just wanted to show those all off. We have these pieces as well. These are from a very specific set that we have 4 of those too. Kind of set those off the side. And we've got 3 horses too. We've got a white horse with a yellow saddle. We've got the black horse and we've got a brown horse along with all those minifigs. So I mean, for $10, pretty wild. That's pretty much everything that came out of this. And again, if I kind of move back a little bit, you can see the scale of this, all organized out and looking good. If you guys want to see the non-Lego, this is it. Clark was actually really loving this. Don't judge, guys. It's a tower that he made of this Mega Block set that came out in 1995. This was the bane of my existence in here. And you will see some Lego in here that's like disgusting or destroyed. So don't be like, Greg, there's Lego in there. I know, but it's, you know, it's beyond repair, and this is like the worst of the worst stuff. But a lot of this is Mega Blocks or Make and Constructs. Here's the other plate that I had that I told you I'd show you at the end. This is what Clark put together over here. He was enjoying this and he likes it. And I don't blame him. It's kind of cool making something like that, and it's like mostly built. It's got nice detail to it. So I mean, I could probably resell this for something, like just kind of bulk all this Mega Blocks together, get all the disgusting Lego out of there. This was unfortunate right here. If we get that all in there and maybe turn that into something, you know, or I don't know, probably just donate it is what I'll do. There's probably somebody watching this be like, Greg, I want that. You know, we'll probably donate it. So that's all the non-Lego that I picked out of here, along with some disgusting Lego. There's even this, but everything that I saw on there, like you see in the reflection, it's so bad. So a lot of these bricks are just gonna have to be sacrificed out of here probably. What I'm really in this for, to be honest, I love the plates. I love a lot of that space stuff. If I can make something out of that. Wheels and tires, always nice to have. We got some castle stuff. The doors, and like especially the vintage stuff, I'm so glad to have that in the collection because that's a lot of stuff that I don't have. This, you know, we'll see what we can do, but this is the stuff that I'm into, is just like all the little unique pieces, and then of course the minifigs, including all these guys up here. That's really, I think, the highlight of this for me. You guys can judge for yourself, like what's the best thing to come out of this, and like what would you really love to have out of all these piles? What would you go for if you walked in and was like, you can grab something with one hand? What are you grabbing here? What are you taking? You're gonna go for the minifigs? You're gonna go up there for that space stuff? You're probably not gonna go for those. You're probably not gonna go here. I'm curious to see what you guys would get. And also, I'm curious, do you think it was worth $10? I always like to ask that question. Do you think it was worth what he paid for it? I'd like to say so. Just those plates alone, oh my gosh. It's a really nice haul, and I'm happy that I got this all sorted out and organized. I'm happy that I made this video for you. Hopefully you enjoyed coming along with me and seeing everything that came out of here, because it's so hard when you just see a bin like that, then just to be like, okay, what was that? I saw a bunch of stuff in there, but it wasn't very clear. I think this made it very clear for you to see, and I'm excited to have all this added into the collection, and a lot more cleaning and things to do and sorting, but at least we got a little bit of the baseline done, and you guys could see everything that came out of there. Obviously, the real MVP of all of this is my father-in-law, who scored this for me and then brought it over and surprised us with it. very cool to secure this into the collection, and I'm just very thankful to have these opportunities. One, to have a father-in-law that's so awesome to find it for me, but two, to get the opportunity to go through it. We did a live stream. I'm able to make these videos, hopefully entertaining people, hopefully encouraging other people to go out to yard sales. You never know. And I have to do what my father-in-law does and he's comfortable doing, and that's just to ask people. If you go to a yard sale, be like, hey, do you have any Lego or whatever the heck your interest is? Do you have any of this? And sometimes people are like, I do. I have this bin of Lego down in my basement that I haven't thought about in years, and I'd love to get rid of it. Would you $5? And my father-in-law is like 10. Don't do that. Don't do the opposite of negotiating, but I think it was very fair, and I was happy to have this. So thank you all for tuning in today and attending my tour of Lego. Plenty more videos to come, but this will be, I promise, the last video on this haul. We got more to come. In fact, I have another one that's just in the room over here that I think you're going to be excited about too. So thank you all for watching. Have a glorious rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next Lego yard sale haul.